We were informed of an unfortunate YouTube video put out by the fake news of McDojoLife.
Hey guys, Rob here with McDojoLife, and the man you just got done watching that video being butthurt goes by the name of Brian Antak, and he is the owner of Brian Antaks Kenpo Karate in Bakersfield, California. If he looks familiar, it's probably because you recognize him from a video that I did not that long ago about a man named Gary Snap Ferguson, who was a registered sex offender who, once he got out of prison, actually worked around children at Brian Antak's school. Side note, for that last video I did about Gary Snap Ferguson, I actually reached out to Gary on his Instagram, when he still had one anyway. During that back and forth, Gary had let me know that one more story wouldn't make a difference. He even joked about it on his TikTok.
It's all out. There's no exposing Kenpo guy. This is public record. You know, my favorite guy out there right now is McDojo. That guy's such a clown. That guy's like my super #1 fan. I actually promoted his video weeks before he released it. So I'm very flattered that he took the time to do something.
That video that he was joking around about was this video that I released on our Instagram. Hey guys, Rob here with McDojoLife, and the man you see in this video above who has date rape face,
one who possesses the face of a date rapist,
goes by the name of Gary Snap Ferguson, and he is a registered sex offender who still currently teaches martial arts today. Ew! He was arrested on May 3rd of 2008 on 12 counts of sexual abuse. Damn! Unfortunately, he took a plea deal and 10 of those charges were dropped. He pled no contest to one felony count of molestation and a second count of engaging with two 15-year-old girls. He currently goes by the name of Kenpo_guy on TikTok and has a Facebook account for some reason, even though it's against Facebook's policies and procedures for someone who is a sexual offender to have a Facebook account.
Naughty, naughty.
It'd be a real shame if someone told Facebook that he was a sex offender and reported that account. Keep the martial arts legit. It seems his tune changed after our full video about him released on our YouTube channel. His main Facebook, his main Instagram, and his TikTok were all removed like that. I guess one more story did make a difference now, didn't it, Gary? Back to Brian. On January 24th of this year, that's right, 2023, I was doing research for that story, looking around on people's public Facebooks, seeing what was posted, seeing what was already out there. So I decided to check to see if Brian and Gary were friends on Facebook. Lo and behold, they were friends on Facebook.
That's not a good look for you, my dude.
That's not just a random one of his many Facebooks either, by the way. That's a Facebook that he's currently actively using right now. Fun fact, Brian was friends with Gary on Facebook, which was all the way up until Gary's Facebook was removed just a few days after my YouTube video posted. That means that Brian was friends with Gary after he knew Gary was a registered sex offender. That is 100% fact.
Yes, that's concerning.
After that YouTube video was released, Gary wasn't the only one upset. Brian was quite upset as well. We had back and forth on email, we had back and forth in Facebook comment sections, and back and forth on YouTube comment sections. By the way, almost all of those Facebook and YouTube comment sections that we had back and forth on, he deleted. He even went as far to put his own response video out on YouTube, and it doesn't make him look any better.
We were informed of an unfortunate YouTube video put out by the fake news of McDojoLife.
Fake news?
Fake news.
There's absolutely nothing fake about that story whatsoever, but please, continue.
It's unfortunate, but they have nothing better to do but to destroy or discredit many other people of our establishment, and it's just too bad, and this just has to happen.
I call bullshit.
That video was literally just about two people. Gary Snap Ferguson and Brian Antak. That's it. So far he thinks that I'm putting out fake news and I'm trying to destroy or discredit many other people in his establishment. Well, maybe he at least liked the video in some way.
First and foremost, fake news reporters do is give you, the public, the illusion of deception. After watching the video, which was horrible by the way,
Guess not.
they fabricated to fit their narrative of all the content against my establishment.
Fabricated? I didn't fabricate. I provided evidence. I provided screenshots and video and timestamps. But please, continue. Don't let me stop you.
Mr. Ferguson was a former student of ours. And before discovery of his past, we knew nothing about it whatsoever.
Did you catch that? And I quote, before discovery of his past, we knew nothing about it whatsoever.
No shit, Sherlock.
That wordplay would be f***ing hilarious if it didn't involve a sex offender. Of course you didn't know what you didn't know before you knew it. That's how everything works. You don't know anything about what you don't know until you learn about it. That's just how it works. That's ridiculous. Note, he doesn't say exactly when he found out that Gary was a registered sex offender, and he doesn't say when he kicked Gary out of his school. He has avoided giving a direct answer every time he's been asked. But let's continue.
When we were informed and it was brought to our attention, he was immediately removed.
Yet again, he does not say exactly when he found out, and he does not say exactly when he kicked Gary out. While he doesn't answer those two questions directly, he did send me this email.
The plot thickens.
Sir, you literally shut down my school because of your YouTube video, which is so inaccurate, it's not even funny. You made that video fit your narrative 100%. Mr. Ferguson is not teaching at the new school. That video he posted of him coming into my new school was something from his TikTok, and he was asked to leave when he showed up. I removed Gary from our school when we found out what happened. The pictures you have are pre-discovery. You're getting your information from Sarah Lawrence, who is his girlfriend and is the mother of his child, and she is the one feeding you all of this information. What can I do to put some credibility back in my name? He is not teaching at my new location. First off, he said, the video he posted of him coming into my new school was something from his TikTok, and he was asked to leave when he showed up.
I don't believe you.
Okay, if that's true, say it publicly. Say it publicly that day, which was a live video by the way, that when Gary came in and you saw him there, you immediately removed him that day. If that is exactly when you removed Gary from your facility, then let the public know. Say it outright. Secondly, no one is feeding me anything. I interviewed a lot of people, Gary and yourself included. Hell, I found out about this story from over 10 different accounts that were on TikTok that posted about Gary's history. There's a text message that Brian keeps mentioning to me over and over and over again that he thinks I got from her directly. I got the text message that I talk about in the last video directly from TikTok. Look, here's a screenshot. You can clearly see it was from TikTok. So this like grand paranoid conspiracy that he has that I'm somehow in cahoots with someone is ridiculous.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Look around the page. Just look around the page. Look around my YouTube channel and you can clearly see that I am working with and for no one. I do stories based off of evidence and based off of interviewing a lot of different sources to be able to put the story out.
He has never taught a kids class. The pictures on that video are very deceiving. And also it does not show him teaching.
Never taught, huh? So that video I just showed, him standing right next to you during a kid's class, holding mitts for kids, wasn't him teaching? I'll even zoom in a little bit so that way everybody can see clear. Hell, Mrs. Donette H on your Yelp reviews seems to think that he's an instructor. You know, one who instructs. What do instructors do? They teach. So unless in this video and any other time Gary was working around children, holding mitts, holding pads, unless he was just staring blankly and oddly at the children without giving any feedback whatsoever, yeah, he absolutely was teaching. We continue.
At Antaks Kenpo, we focus on building character leadership and future innovators in our children's program.
I don't know about you, but me personally, I would think that when someone's consistently caught lying, that person would be of poor character. I even caught Brian in lies that don't even make sense, and there was no reason for him to lie about them in the first place. I mean, take this one as an example. During our initial conversation back and forth on Facebook, I had showed this picture as proof that Gary was indeed inside his facility. As you can see, it is clearly a screenshot taken directly from Brian's own Facebook page. His response? I shit you not. He literally responded saying, "Look, I never posted that picture." Dude, of course you did. It's a screenshot from your Facebook page.
Why you always lying?
Let's play that game, right? Let's say hypothetically, that picture is some giant conspiracy. Someone photoshopped that together and it doesn't exist. He never posted it. There's no proof or evidence that he ever posted it because he says he never posted it. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say he's not lying about that. Let's just take a look at his photos and see. I'll be damned. It's right there on his Facebook page. So unless the magical Facebook posting fairy put that there, yes, you did post it. Let's keep it rolling.
At no time, ever, are our children at risk.
He didn't clarify at risk of what in that statement, but I can definitely guarantee you something. There are only two options here. Either one, Brian did know that Gary was a registered sex offender and allowed him to teach around children at his facility anyway, or two, Brian didn't know, and if he didn't know, that means he didn't do a background check on someone he allowed to work around children in his facility. Either way, yes, the children were at risk because they were around someone who has a track record of being a sex offender. That person also had multiple restraining orders against them. So I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to say that they weren't at risk of, but they absolutely were at risk of potentially having an issue with a man who was a registered sex offender. So let's wrap it up. In that email Brian sent to me, he asked me a very specific question. What can he do to put credibility back into his name? And I have some suggestions. 1, tell the public exactly when you found out about Gary being a registered sex offender. 2, tell the public exactly when you kicked Gary out. 3, show the public the statement that you must have sent to your clients when you did find out. To add to that, also when you sent it out. I would imagine that if you cared so much about the safety of your children, you must have put out a statement internally to your parents to let them know that this issue had happened, because I'm sure that the parents would love to have known that someone who was a registered sex offender was working around children at the facility. Since Gary did have access to those children, there is definitely a potential that something could have happened with one of those kids that you don't know about. But as a responsible business owner, I'm positive you sent out a letter internally to let the parents know so that way they could speak with their children to make sure nothing happened to them. 4, very simple. Require from here forward background checks on anyone who is an employee or volunteer at your facility. 5, take ownership. Apologize to your customers, your clients, the people you failed by allowing him in your facility. And 6, be honest about all of those things. You asked me the question, I just gave you the answer. Those are 6 things that you can do. So instead of putting out your next video where you sit there and try to blame everybody else for the issue, maybe you should take ownership, address those things that I just said, and be truthful about it. That brings us to the question of the day. Do you, the audience, feel that Brian is handling this the way he should, and do you feel he's being 100% honest? Be sure to answer that question in the comment sections below so that way I know that you watched the entire video. As always, I'm looking forward to reading your comments in the comment sections. Thank you all for the likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, and memberships. Keep the martial arts legit.
My baby got robbed the other day by degenerates. So she wanted to learn some new form of this self-defense. So she did her research and perused it online and found this tool said he could move shit with his mind. He called himself Seafood Paul Zimmerman. He got a dojo with a strip mall near Cinnabon. Now she spends all day trying to break boards with her thoughts, but the only thing she's breaking is